It's a beautiful day in my science room. A beautiful day for a student. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a scholarly day in this lovely room. A scholarly day for a student. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? I've always wanted to have a student just like you. I've always wanted to teach a student in a science class with you. Let's make the most of this beautiful room, and since we're all together, why don't we say, could you be my, would you be my, won't you be my student? Welcome back, students, for another year of physics here at School Without Walls. I wish it could be under better circumstances. It has been lonely here all summer without you, and I'm glad that you're back, but still saddened. But saddened that you could not be here physically with us here at the School Without Walls. But with your usual penguin resilience, I am sure that we will be able to do great things. Do you know what resilience means? I am sure that you do. It means that you have the ability to quickly adapt to the difficulties that we face trying to do this teaching thing differently this year. And to help us with that, here's Mr. Davis. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Morning, Dr. Bright.
How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm so glad to be here and to be able to teach physics with you at Walls. But where are all our students? This classroom's so empty.
The students are here. They're in that little device there.
In here?
In there.
In here? How's that possible? They should be here with us in this room.
They are here with us virtually. They're at home. They can see us. They're at home. They can hear us.
Hi, students. I'm glad to be here and to be able to teach you. But why can't we see or hear the students?
We haven't had time to set up the equipment. By the time the students come for classes in a couple of weeks, we'll have equipment that we will be able to see them and we will be able to hear them. In addition, they'll be able to hear us and be able to see us. And we can all hear each other.
Oh, I see. Is this what a virtual classroom is, Dr. Bright?
Exactly, Mr. Davis. We will be here in this classroom and the students will be at home, each in their own home, and we'll be able to interact in this virtual space.
That's awesome, Dr. Bright. It'll almost be like we're here together in person, but I'm still sad we can't all be together in this classroom.
I'm saddened too, but we learned a new word today. The students are at the School Without Walls are resilient. They're going to be able to rise to this challenge, and we're going to make the best of this unfortunate circumstance, and we'll be able to learn and grow together.
So, Dr. Bright, I understand that students here at School Without Walls take physics, but a lot of them also think it's hard. So why do we take physics?
Well, one of the reasons why students take physics in any science class is to learn about science literacy. Students, do you know what science literacy means?
I think I can explain it to them, Dr. Bright. So science literacy is the knowledge of basic science concepts and processes that you need to make personal decisions and participate in civic duties, like voting, for example. It's also required for good leadership and governance.
Exactly right, Mr. Davis. Some people claim that there can be two sets of facts that contradict each other. A fact is a fact. It is reality. You can't simply just make a statement and claim it's factual. Science literacy allows us to be able to distinguish between what is real, what is a fact, and what is not. This allowed the rise in the past, as well as today, of snake oil salesmen who have claims to miraculous, dubious powers or claims of brilliance.
So like bleach.
Yes, unfortunately, like bleach. When too many people lack science literacy, they allow leaders to dupe them by making decisions for all of us based on hatred or personal gain or a desire for adoration or power, rather than for the greater good of us all.
So science literacy seems like it's pretty important, but not too hard to understand. What about the rest of physics? Is that hard?
A lot of students come to us thinking that it is hard, but it's up to us to break that down and to show them it's actually easy to understand. Our students have been learning physics since the day they were born. They tried to raise their hand and they felt gravity pulling it down.
So what will the students be learning this year, Dr. Bright?
Well, the first thing we'll look at is kinematics, a study of how things move, how like this little cart, or how people move, or a train moves.
Oh, distance over time.
Exactly, perfect. And then we'll be looking at forces.
So like just then when I push the cart, I put a force on it to change the speed.
Right.
Or when I roll this ball down the ramp, there's a force that changes the direction of the ball.
That was perfect. And we can also look at momentum.
The quantity of motion.
Exactly, whether something is heavy or light or moving fast or moving slow. And then we would be looking at energy.
Right, and we all know what energy is. The more energy we have, the more we can do.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. And that's it. Everything else is just a combination of one of those four concepts.
But what about this ball? It rolls in addition to moving.
That's true. I mean, it's moving in a straight line, and the atoms that make up the ball are moving around in a circle. In a sense, they're all moving in a straight line. They're constrained to move in that circle. So we have the same idea. It's the same concept, but the language is changing.
So what about electrons orbiting around an atom?
Well, that's similar to circular motion. You have the electrons going around the circle of the nucleus. They're following circular motion. In addition, there's forces. There's electrostatic attraction between the negative electrons and positive protons, just like the force of gravity between the Earth and the Sun.
What about electricity?
Electricity, we're talking about energy and forces and motion. It's the same ideas, but we're going to change the language. Instead of energy, forces, and motion, we're talking about wattage and voltage and current.
What about heat and thermodynamics?
Heat and thermodynamics would be more of the same again. We're talking about forces and energy.
So does that mean we're all done now?
Pretty much, that's it. Well, the only thing that changes from topic to topic is the language, the words that we use, but the concepts are all the same.
So does that mean we're all done now?
Pretty much. We just have those four concepts that we were talking about, and then we will expand upon them and make them more interesting. This is what makes science fun. This is what makes science interesting. That's what allows us to understand our universe.
Great. Well, I'm really excited to start teaching physics, but how are we going to do that through that little thing over there?
Our penguins are resilient, as we said before. They will rise to the challenge.
And you all may actually perform some experiments at home. Some experiments we can do here and record for you. And if we do that well, you all, with our recorded help, will be able to see the experiments and be able to analyze results from home. Then we can all get together as a single group and discuss any problems and results.
Similarly, our students will be able to learn the basic ideas from a pre-recorded lesson. Afterwards, we can get together virtually and check for your understanding. We can challenge you with more and more interesting problems. We will be building the next scientifically literate generation of students.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to get started. I think I'm going to go home, put my thinking cap on, and get you all to really love science. So long, students. I'm really looking forward to our next class together and to starting the school year. Goodbye, Dr. Bright.
Goodbye, Mr. Davis. I'm glad you can join us.
Thanks for having me.
We're looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. I am looking forward to this exciting new journey with you also. I really wish that we could be together in this classroom for real. I am sad that we will remain apart for at least a little while. But we will make this as exciting and as challenging for you as we possibly can. So long, students. See you soon.